We're back. We're back. And yes, we're back again. I do want to say thank you for joining me. My name is Sistrom, and I'm coming to you live from the Altavia Lab here in Los Angeles, California. As we begin to deal with some of the issues that we have in this country with the many resources that this country offers to so many people, we want to begin to have an honest and frank and a right. And we want to have a sort of right in your face discussion as to what and how we can begin to bring this country together, that we can begin to see the benefits of us coming together as one country. God bless America, land that I love. Guide us, stand beside us from the sea to the shine and sea. God, we want you to continue to bless America. God, we want you to know that right now we are all wounded soldiers. At this very moment, Lord, right now we don't know right from wrong, which way we're going and which way we will come. Lord, on this earth, at this moment, at this time, on this earth, we're asking you if you would just humbly take our hand, Lord, lead us on and let us take a stand. This is still the greatest country on the face of this earth. When people begin to talk about what is and what should have been and what was and what did not happen and what could have happened, there's one thing they can say about this country. This country told us to bring us your wounded, your mass, so we can begin the process of healing them. This country, this country is hurting right now, and Black America is hurting. For the last year or so, I've taken up on myself the obligation, the responsibilities of telling America that it is time to heal Black America. Some of you who know me will say, why? Why at this very moment in your life, in your career, in all that you have tried to do, why would you want to take up an issue so volatile as reparation, restoration for Black people? The majority of white society feels as though this is something that they do not feel comfortable with when you talk about reparation, when you talk about restoring Black America. When we look at the situation across this country, when we look at the situation where all around the world people are being disgrantled, people are differencing with the system in which they live in which they engage in which they have responsibilities and obligations. We are coming to you on this broadcast. Hello again, everyone. I am your host, Ziph Sistra. And yes, I've been here so many times before, talking and pleading and asking you, what is it that we as a people should and can do? And I failed in a sense In a sense, I failed to get through to see what is the rationale, what is the reasoning, and why is it so difficult for me to get through to my white brothers and sisters. I have asked my white brothers and sisters throughout America, throughout the South, throughout the North, the East, the West, the Appalachians, Denver, Colorado, Las Vegas, California, New Orleans, Denver, Chicago, Colorado, you name it. We're faced with a situation in this country. We're faced with a situation in this country where everybody seems to know nothing about what is going on when it comes to civility in this country. I am compelled to ask you today. I'm compelled to ask you today if you would just do me a small favor. Don't give me a lot of your time. Just give me enough time to lay out my platform, to lay out my reasoning why I think the way I'm thinking at this very moment. America has been so good to Black people. When we came over here 300-400 years ago throughout the wicked ocean of this world, when we crossed from Africa to the Americas, there were so many slaves in the bottom of the ship that sometimes the ship would lean to one side, and then on the other side it would lean to the other side because of the number of slaves that was being brought over here. Someone will see and talk to me and say, Zip Sistrunk, why? Why, after all of these years, after all that you have tried to do with Black America, why would you take on this issue at this volatile time? Why would you take on the issue of reparation, repairing Black America when nobody else in the country wants to talk about it? It is so unusual that for some reason you would take this responsibility upon yourself, this obligation to speak out, to tell America that Black America needs help. One will say, why? One will say, why is it that at this moment you would take the pendulums, which you would take the responsibility, you would take the obligation of trying to help your people? There are those of you who sit back and see. There are those of you who sit back and see the cartilage. There are those of you who sit back and see that what is happening to Black America is not Black America. There are those of you who stand back. There are those of you who have gone off to college with your degrees and with your 6 figures and your 7 figures, and you figure now is no longer a need and Black America don't need you anymore. And I guess you figure that you don't need Black America. Well, I'm here to tell you that Black America needs you, and you will probably be needing Black America. This is a time now when we don't know which way we're going. This is a time when Black America has decided what is it that we can do to help ourselves. In this country, all over the world, young people are rebelling. All over this world, moms and dads, sisters and brothers, cousins, nieces and nephews. Our young people do not see life at the same lens, as the same way that we saw life, as the same encouraging environment that will give you the ability to do whatever it is that you are trying to do. Now we're in a society and a situation now where everybody is turning on each other. Friends used to be friends. Cousins used to be cousins. Mothers used to be mothers. Now mother wants to be friends with children, and children wants to be friends with their own mothers. Smoking marijuana, smoking marijuana with your children, doing things right there with your children that you know is wrong. It is not my obligation, it is not my responsibility to stand here and to buke or to tell you what is right and what is wrong. My concern here today, I come here today to tell you that the same thing I've been preaching now for a whole year, that it's time for us to revigorate, it's time for us to repair Black America. I'm calling on my white friends. I'm calling on my white friends, no matter where you are, no matter what the responsibility, no matter what your obligation is to the Black community at this moment, I'm calling on you and I'm asking you to help Black America. There are those of you who will say, why?